up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of A Sit Down with me, Shaughnessy. So today, you better not have been doing something behind my back, bro.
I'm not doing nothing behind your back.
Today, I have my husband, Justin. We are going to talk about the topic of celibacy. For those of you guys who don't know us, we were celibate. Were we celibate for 4 or 5 years?
A long time.
A long time. And we were celibate because we were waiting for marriage for spiritual reasons. And we had been dating before marriage for like 7 years. 7 years. So I think we did 4 years celibate, 3 years not. So we're going to just get into all of those reasons. We did an Instagram poll. We put a question up on Instagram to ask you guys, what do you want us to talk about? So we have your questions in this bowl, and we're going to pull from those questions.
Should we talk about how you just switched, should we talk about that?
Quick background on this, So me and Justin, like I said, we were already dating for 3 years before I personally decided to be celibate. And the reason why I decided to be celibate is because I started getting really close to God. And I felt like God wanted me to get closer to him. And then he was just showing up in the most random, bizarre ways in my life. And I couldn't ignore him anymore because I'm like, okay, if I ignore God, I feel like the consequences are not going to be good for me. And I just really have a desire to be closer to him. So I started. And as I started getting closer to God, I started feeling bad about the decisions that I was making. So that's when I started to present the idea of celibacy to Justin. It took me a long time to actually ask him because I was worried, what if he does not want to be with me? That would crush me. But I got to a point where I was like, you know what? God over everything, God over everybody. And so I had to make that choice.
When you said that to me, I was like, it was like not to be cocky or anything. It's like, okay, it was like, Sure, guy. We gonna.
Sure, what? You thought I was gonna still have sex with you, even though I was.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm just being 100% transparent. It's like, okay, and again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm some heathen that's got this out here. No, I believed in God too, but I bent the rules and I ignored certain parts of the word, right? So again, just from my upbringing, all of that stuff, right? So it was like. I was like, okay, and I thought that was that, but 1 week became 2, 2 weeks became a month, and I'm just like, what?
Oh, yeah. Side note, too, we were long distance at the time.
Right.
So, he was in Chicago and I was in Detroit. So, for me, too, it was a lot easier to start, too, because we were long distance. Right. But we would see each other at least once a month, though.
At least twice, I believe.
Yeah, twice a month. So, when we did see each other and we had those meetups and I was stern about it, he was shocked. Because he thought, I'm going to try it. And he did try me a bunch of times, but it did not work. But then after you start seeing that I wasn't going to flake or bend, what did you do? Were you like, dang, this is about to be for real? It's about to be my life?
Yeah. It was it started to kind of check me, It started after, like I said, a month became 2 months. I started to look at it okay, dude, I guess you, first of all, you just got so much more attractive, right? That was just the one thing, right? And then because I don't know what it was. I don't know what I know what it is. It's God, but as soon as, because your sex blurs things.
Wait, why was it attractive that I didn't want to have
I don't
sex?
know.
Isn't that crazy?
19, 20-year-old Justin would have just been looking at me like, dude, what?
Right?
So, yeah, I have no answer for that.
Was it worth it? Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
We wouldn't be sitting right here.
I agree.
We wouldn't be sitting right here.
It gave us a new sense of value for each other. Mm-hmm. It gave us we seen each other differently. When I used to see him, I loved him, but my love was wrapped up in his everything. It was wrapped up in his body. It was wrapped up in just other things. So it was almost we got to hit the refresh button and get to know each other for just who we are as people, not as our bodies. And it really helped us to have a stronger relationship and friendship. Like, we were best friends. Like, we became best friends now because we pushed all that stuff aside and we really got to know each other. And at the end of the day, like, in marriage and in life, like, yes, sex is important, but at the same time, when it comes to the real stuff, like, you gotta be with somebody who's your best friend, somebody who is going to be there, who understands you, who agrees with you, and just
disagrees.
Just all of those things. And it's like, it helped us to really see if we were for each other. And I think that's one of the most irritating things ever, is that if you waste your time on somebody that you weren't meant to be with, because I'm sorry, I know you hate hearing this, but when I think about the guys in my past, wasted time. If I would have just put them to the same test that I put Justin to, I would have known instantly that they weren't for me. But I wasted my time, I wasted myself, and it was just unnecessary. But I'm just glad that I got it right with Justin, and now this is forever. But okay, you go ahead.
Aww. What compromise did you make, if any? Again, I'm the byproduct of her discipline, if that makes sense, right? She's like, I feel like God through her made this, like, made me, like, for real, because if it wasn't for you and your nose and you locking it up and keeping me away, I wouldn't have had a choice to grow up upright.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Well, we took some they had some classes at our church, and they were talking about marriage. We weren't even engaged at this point, but we just went to the classes because we were seriously dating. And in one of the classes, our bishop was like, if a man sees you break your word to God, he doesn't trust you anymore, whether he tells you or not. That meant a lot to me, because it was like, okay, and that made sense to me, because if I see somebody saying that they love God and they're saying that they have this good relationship, amazing relationship with God, but they're playing him behind the scenes, how can I trust you? And you don't even treat the one who made you, like the one that you love, your savior, like, you don't treat him right, you don't love on him, how you gonna love me? Right. And I feel like, ladies, like, you got to think about that too. Just like he said, like, I was like more of the rock, because sometimes the man looks at you for your standard. He looks at you, and that makes you even more, like how he said, more desirable, more wifeable, because it's like, whoa, like, she means what she says. She has integrity, she has morals, she has values, and like, she's doing it with or without me. Ooh!
What is that?
It says, did you masturbate?